Hello and welcome to Girl About Town. I am Amila Skepe, and joining me today is Jaco Ras, who is a qualified nature guide as well as the co-founder of Blue Pebbles Tours and Transfers, as well as the vice president of Skål International in the Nelson Mandela Bay. Jaco, thank you so much for coming to Girl About Town. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. It's a
It's
fantastic opportunity.
It's only a pleasure. So tell us a bit about your background and how you found yourself rooted in conservation, tourism, as well as entrepreneurship.
You say we only have an hour.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a long story, but I'll make it brief. I actually used to go to school here in Quebec. I was in Framesby.
Oh, nice.
And just out of school, I went and studied electrical engineering, and then spent 20 years working as a telecoms networking engineer. But there was always something missing. I couldn't quite place my finger on it. And then in 2018, my dad passed away. Mm-hmm. And it started, this journey where I was, questioning myself, was I happy? Did I want to stay where I am? Isn't there more to life? Mm. And I have to give credit to my wife. Her name's Crystal. She planted this little seed of, we can start our own business one day, and specifically tourism.
Yes.
And I was like, no. Maybe when we retire, we can look at it. I don't think so. And then COVID happened, and we were all sitting at home looking at our lives, or basically being forced to look at our lives and thinking, what is life going to look like after the pandemic? And we've a very small family. It's just me and my wife and my daughter, and we tend to discuss everything, and had a family meeting about the future and what are we going to do and where are we going to go, and so the decision was made, or let me put it this way, this idea of starting a business in tourism came up again.
Yes.
And so we decided as a family, well, we're going to make a go for it. Mm. And people thought we were insane. Who starts a tourism business during COVID? I mean, in our defense, we thought COVID lockdown was going to be 3 weeks or 6 weeks. We didn't expect nearly 2 years of... But in a way, it gave us a good chance to, build a platform. And as I could say, the rest is history, or should I rather say history in the making. And that's essentially, how it started and basically where I come from.
And take us back to your very first guided tour, right? How did that experience put a stamp in your passion for nature guiding?
Let me tell you, it was probably not the worst day of my life, sorry, the most nerve-wracking day of my life. So it was 3 ladies who were visiting here, and they were scientists, specifically doing research in animal behavior. So my first tour into Addo is with 3 scientists who I thought probably knew more about animals than I did. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to teach them driving through Addo that they don't already know about animals? And, it turned out to be such a fantastic day because we all had this passion about animals and about the world around us. It turned out to be a conversation and a discussion rather than me just sitting there spewing facts at them, for 4 or 5 hours. And that actually in a way, sort of guided me into how I was going to then do my tours from there on end. And I decided I would rather have a conversation with my clients, share with them my passion for what it is that I do for this beautiful place that I live in, rather than just, throwing a bunch of facts at them. And that is just, and that, it was like I said, it was a terrifying experience, but I think it was a have to happen experience because it did actually teach me that, people want to have a conversation. They don't just want to sit there and be thrown, okay, an elephant does this and a lion does that, So, yeah.
And how has being a significant part of Skål International in the Nelson Mandela Bay shaped your perspective as to how you view the tourism industry, both locally and globally as well?
Being part of Skål has, for me personally, been an absolute fantastic opportunity. Being vice president for this organization here in Nelson Mandela Bay has been an absolute fantastic opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made some notes, so please forgive me. So, for one thing, it's given me a front row seat, um, to how tourism connects all the different industries.
Yes.
People often think that, tourism is a hotel or a tour operator or a tour guide, but tourism is so much more. There's so many people that actually play a part in tourism, and we tend to forget about them. So
Yeah.
the one thing about Skål, it's actually, made me see that there is just more to this than what I thought. And it's just not, it's not about just me running a tour or providing a service. It's about actually supporting other small business that makes, this industry what it is,
Yes.
and keep it going.
So, Jaco, what were the challenges of starting Blue Pebbles Tours and Transfers, and how did you clock that gap and niche for it to thrive?
I think one of the biggest challenges for us when we started was, where do we start? There's no manual for this. But, we didn't study business when we decided to start this, this operation. And so, we had to very much learn from the ground up how to do this. And some days I still wonder if we're doing what we're supposed to. But, we try our best.
Yes.
And I must say, in this industry, a big question for us was, how do we compete with the guys that's been around for a very long time already? Kabeja or GQ is only that big, and there are some guys that's been major players in the industry for many years, and how do you carve out a little piece of that pie for yourself? And you know what, we just decided, we're going to start talking to people.
Yeah.
We started. Back then we weren't Skål members, but we went to Skål function and we met people and we started talking to people, and we were very fortunate to find people that were willing to share their information with us, that were willing to guide us, that were willing to make suggestions, and I have to say, thank you to those guys who said, okay, look, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you something small to do. Let's see how you handle that, and then we take it from there. And based on those opportunities and based on the learning from that, we've been able to, to grow our business. But I got to say that at the end of the day, I think what is our niche and where we made a decision about how we want to run our business was the fact that we wanted to provide a personal, tailor-made, custom-made service. So we wanted people to feel like they were important, that their trip to South Africa or to Kabeja or the Eastern Cape, wherever they're going in this country, that experience they're going to have here is the most important priority for us. And so, and that is, and my wife and I are both very pedantic. We don't always agree on things, but the one thing we do agree on is there's only one way to do something, and it's to do it the right way.
Yes.
And that, sort of providing that type of service and building a relationship with our customers, and not just our customers, also building a relationship with the people that we work with.
Yeah.
I think we've been able, or we are busy, slowly but surely, carving that little slice or that little niche in the market for ourselves, and growing.
And in a world that is so digitally acclaimed, how do you help travelers connect with themselves and with nature through Blue Pebbles?
We decided, okay, what we're going to do is rather than just tell people what we offer, we're going to share our experiences with them. We're going to share the experiences we had with our clients, the places that we go to, the photos that we've taken. And hopefully in reading that, people will then feel, oh, wait a minute, I got to try this. It must be amazing to see a lion for the first time. So I want to go see a lion for the first time.
Yes.
Or in the way that we describe maybe doing bungee jumping. Well, I didn't do bungee jumping, my clients did. But, and in how might the people spoke to me afterwards about having this experience and then relaying that, to people, via social media, that will connect people to South Africa and to travel and telling people. But it's important that we look after, for example, a rhino, because of the threat they're facing, but not just because they're cute and the way they look, but because they are these beautiful animals with a soul and character and that is our hope, that through rather sharing at one ad after the other, by sharing experiences and personal experiences and people's experiences, that it's going to awaken that fire in people to want to go out and explore and come to South Africa, and specifically the Eastern Cape, and just enjoy what this beauty and wonderful things we have to offer.
100%. And outside of your career, what else makes you feel alive?
That's a very good question. I tell people I really love what I do. So believe it or not, one of the ways in which I relax is to actually just go and enjoy nature for myself. Without any clients, just be a bit selfish and go and enjoy watching an elephant at the watering hole, or going for a walk and taking my camera with and taking pictures of nature and birds and all kinds of things. It's just you got to be a little selfish from time to time. You can't just share it with other people. I enjoy going to the gym. One of the things this job has taught me is that you need to look after yourself, and just taking the time to go to gym, a few times a week, helps a lot to just relax and sort of get you centered and get ready and strong and willing. And I obviously spending time with the family.
Yes,
that's quite important. And then I love music, so every now and again I'll grab my guitar and sit there at home and play a bit. I enjoy writing my own music, writing my own songs. I'm definitely not going to be the next Justin Bieber, but you know what? It's a way to express and work through my thoughts. It helps quite a lot, and something that's quite important to me, and then also to my daughters. We both massive DC and Marvel fans. So, we can sit and chat about these things forever. And obviously we watch the series and the movies, as they come out. So, it's a little bit of everything, just outside of the everyday that I do to just, make me feel human, if I could say that.
Alrighty, Jaco, before I do let you go, what advice would you like to give to a young individual that is looking to go into the same path as you did, both in tourism and in conservation as well as entrepreneurship?
If you don't have a passion for it, don't do it. I'm sorry. It is not an industry where you're going to come and make money and live like, the queen or the king. It's about having a passion for our country and wanting to share that with people.
Right.
That's the one thing. The other thing is, it's hard work. It takes a lot of determination, and you need to be prepared to make the sacrifices to build your business.
Yeah.
I always say to people, I'm really good at being a guide. I'm really good at being at helping my wife run our business, but it makes me a lousy brother. It makes me a lousy friend, because I have to cancel last minute. I have to say I can't do this, or I can't be there because work has to come first, and I have to put effort into that. I would say you must learn how to network, connect with people around you, find people you can trust, people that share the same sort of vision as you. To help you grow your business, and also for you to get yourself out there. Listen to the people that has done this much longer than you have. Yeah. They have a wealth of information, and sometimes it is just a good thing to sit down, have a listen, and hear what they have to say. You can learn so much from people that's done this much longer than you have. And a final thought, I would say, for any, but not just for young people, I would say for any person, just don't forget to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the journey, because life happens in the blink of an eye. Yeah. You're going to wake up one morning and it's going to all be over. Don't forget to enjoy it. Don't just work, enjoy.
Right, awesome, Jaco. Thank you so much for joining us on Girl About Town. We do appreciate you taking the time to come to studio and have this awesome conversation with us. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Alrighty, that was Jaco Ras, who is a qualified nature guide as well as the vice president of Skål International in the Nelson Mandela Bay, as well as the co-founder of Blue Pebbles Tours and Transfers right here in Gqeberha.